guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have update number 2 for the deck of planning project for you. Last time I managed to roll 2 products out. This update is not as exciting, but I'm still looking forward to show you guys what I've been doing over the last month. Of course, this project was started by Emily from Emily and Max / McGinnis Mama, depending on which channel you're watching. I'm watching both. And yeah, let's jump into the products. All of them are based on prompts that we got through a card deck that are linked to a board that Emily shuffles up every month. Number 1 for me was a seasonal product, if I remember correctly, and that was the MaxFactor Icy Rose lipstick for me. We're still in winter right now. Of course, we're going on to spring, and this is definitely not going to be gone by the time spring rolls around, but this is where I'm at with this product. I'm using this as a cream blush, so I'm putting it on a brush that I'm rubbing over it a tiny bit because it's pigmented enough, and I'm putting it on my cheeks. It moves extremely slowly this way, but it is what it is. I might put it on my lips at some point, but I'm focusing on other things, so not right now anyway. I've made, I think, 1 millimeter of progress again, and if we're going to keep doing that, this might not be done by the end of the year, but let's see. I might put it on my lips at some point. I've used that one 14 times since last time. I've used it 27 times before, so that brings me to a total of 41 uses and not a lot of progress, but that's fine. This month, since last time, I once again had another week where I was traveling, I went skiing, I was not wearing any makeup, so you'll see that in the amount of uses here a little bit. Next up, we have my Revolution highlighter. I think the prompt was highlighted as well for this one. And for these, I'm working on this one right here. I think you can definitely see that it's being used at this point, especially if you compare it to the other two as well. My goal is to try and hit pan. I think it's going to take a little moment still for me to get there. I've used it 16 times since last time. I used it 18 times before. Yep, just double checking my paper. 18 times before for a total of 34 uses. I'm also like using this both as a highlighter but also as my brow bone highlight at the moment because I don't have anything else in my rotation currently that could do that, so why not use this one, and maybe that will help me get to pan a little bit quicker as well, although there's still plenty of product left in here, but it's just convenient at this point. That's the main reason I'm going for that one as my brow bone highlight as well. Then we have concealer. This one I rolled in last time. I think the prompt was foundation, but I don't have any foundations. And today, I just, as you can see, I'm back in the space where I normally am. I just reset up my whole beauty space here yesterday. And this was the first time I did my makeup, and clearly my brain was still getting used to the new environment again because I forgot to put on concealer, which I don't normally do, but I'm not wearing any concealer. I just put on my powder and my blush and everything. Without any type of like base layer, I guess. But that was just today. A part of that, I've used it 17 times since I rolled it in last month, and we've made a little bit of progress. I was hoping for a bit more, but I know that always when I get to like the final parts of my concealer, the brush seems to be able to pick up a lot more of the sides and some stuff that's like stuck at the top still, and it's still enough to do my makeup. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all of that at the bottom out. I might have to put it on its side or something at some point, but we'll see. 17 uses, a little bit of progress. That's what we went for. Then I have my bronzer. This is the L'Oreal Glam Bronze Sun Radiance Trio in Blonde Harmony. And for this one, I'm using this as my bronzer, but I already said when I rolled it in that this was not going to be my main focus at the moment because I still have a bronzer / contour that I'm using in my Panda palette as well. But once I did film my update for my Panda palette, I tried to get at least 5 uses in. I'm filming this a day later than I originally planned, so I used it today as well, which brings me to 6 uses. And I'm like kind of focusing my brush on the top side because I already have the tiniest bit of pan on here, but I'm not like specifically going for like that corner sides the side of circle pan. So I'm just kind of like grabbing product here, basically. I'm just not really going towards the bottom is the main thing. I'm using that to like contour with a pretty shiny contour, but if I do it lightly enough, then it's not too bad. So 6 uses on this one. My goal is to finish it off. It's probably going to be in here for the rest of this year. But hopefully I can make some nice progress on the bronzer in my Panda palette, and then this might be the only one that I'm focusing on later in the year. Then we have lip gloss, and lip gloss, of course, this one is a little bit easier to grab for even when I'm not wearing a lot of other makeup. So I have used this, what, 17 times since last time. This was a like friend's pick or something. I did a little something on Instagram, asked for you guys' opinion, and by the time I checked it again, a few hours later, this guy was winning. When I checked again even later, when I already like filmed the whole thing, there was another product that won. But I just went with the one that was winning when I went to film the little additional clip for adding the product in. And I might just try and see if I can get that other product in here ASAP as well, depending on the prompts that I'm getting. So let's see if maybe we can do that today. 70 uses didn't get me as much. Like for me, a use on a lip product is a day that I've used it. So of course it could be that some days I use it 3 to 4 times, other times I just put it on once and I'm too busy to even think about reapplying. The progress is less, but of course the product gets a bit wider at this point as well. So it's a little bit of that and a little bit of probably me just not reapplying as much. But yeah, that's product number 5. So nothing is rolling out. If anything, I'm probably closest on the concealer, which I was already expecting not to roll out after 1 month. My guess is that it might still take me 2 months. I'm going to take out the stopper probably somewhere in the next month. And then my follow-up is the highlighter hitting pan on that one, but also that I'm not per se expecting to happen in the next month. But I'm doing this project Emily style, which means that even if I'm not rolling anything out, I will be at least rolling one thing in, just because it's fun to pick a new prompt and figure something out. So that is what we're gonna do now. I have my cards here, so I'm just gonna shuffle for a little bit and then we'll split the deck together and see what it is that we're ending up with. I'm just making sure I'm not throwing them all across the floor. Cut the deck. It's a face card. This is the King of Diamonds. I'm learning. And I have my laptop right here. So let me check. The Red King hit a pan. That definitely means that I cannot do the other product that was chosen because that was a lip product. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind for possibly next time. I'm going to think about this and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I have made my decision and I am going to go with a shade from my W7 in the Buff Lightly Toasted Natural Nudes Eye Color Palette. It's a long one. This is basically a dupe for the original Naked palette, which I also have. But I was kind of thinking about this, like what could I hit pan on that is not going to interfere with a lot of the other things that I'm already working on. Of course, I've got my Panda palette, I've got my Panda's eyeshadows, so I don't really see the need to bring in like most eyeshadows. I'm also already working on 2 bronzers, including one in this project. I've got a few blushes that are spread across my 2 Panda palettes that are still left. And for a highlight, I know the one that I'm working on is going to take me quite some time, and I already have a highlight in this project as well. So, as I just mentioned, I'm currently repurposing my highlight as my brow bone highlight as well. So I thought the one thing that I think I can hit pan in okay enough without interfering with anything else is another brow bone highlight that is actually meant as a brow bone highlight for me. So I decided to go with this shade right here, which in this palette is called Teddy Bear. So yeah, it has a little bit of usage on it already, nothing major. And this is what it looks like when I just swatch it. So like it's a there enough shade that at the same time you can see on my skin tone it kind of works out, especially if I apply it a little bit less intense than what I did just there. I I think that should be an okay brow bone highlight, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna try to hit pan on it, as goal already set. And that is it for today. Yeah, I already mentioned the products that I think I'm gonna be most likely to roll out soonest. Not per se next month, because I don't think any of these are going to be gone next month. So we'll probably be rolling in another product again, and we're upping the stakes. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.